What are your thoughts on Eastern Washington, a team that's already shown they can play with
Yeah,
Power 5 schools?
here's a team that's played Colorado, a really close game, beat Oregon State, and they've they're a young team and very well coached. I really like this team. I think they'd be a fun team to coach. They've got a lot of guys that can pass, shoot, and dribble. They're long, athletic, maybe not as athletic as Arkansas State, but still have some guys that can finish at the rim. So it'll be a heck of a game. We have a lot of respect for them. They're going to make us better, and I think it's going to be a game that I think it's going to be really hard for us to guard. So I think it's going to test our defense.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned after the game on Saturday that you just wanted to see your offense kind of have some more consistency. How do you go about working on that throughout the week?
Well, I was going to start asking y'all some questions to see if I could get some input from how to do that. We're constantly trying to move some things around, and we've put in a couple of different type sets. So, it's something that work in progress. One thing, we're trying to get Bryson Williams back on track, and that's one of our priorities. And then, we want our offense to flow a little bit more and try to get back to pushing the ball more. I think what we've seen here a lot of times, especially in the second half, we slow it down, and we need to continue to attack. And when you look at the analytics, it looks like that when we fast break and use our transition, we're better off points per possession. So we're going to get back to doing that.
A couple more games before Big 12 play. What else do you kind of want to see from this group before they get there?
Yeah, we're always looking for consistency and want we've come a long way. I think our rebounding is much better, and I think we've moved our turnovers down some, so that's a positive. The negative side, we've got to keep working on transition defense and our shot selection, but it's it's moving in the right direction, and we've still got some big steps to take before we start conference play.
Back to Bryson, not necessarily the Gonzaga game because the bigs there caused problems for everybody, but we've seen his potential early on. What do you think has changed or that has contributed to his struggles?
Again, good question, Dad. We've talked a lot about that and talked to Bryson about it, and I think it's just maybe a little bit timing and confidence on his part. And there's been some adjustments with playing some of these teams that have these taller, bigger players, and they're double teaming. There's no secret that he's one of our best offensive players. So every time he comes in the game or gets the ball to him, he's seeing players come in from all sides. So he's got to slow down and just read the defense. And I think he's already, at least in practice, has made some improvement in that area. But certainly need him for us. If we're going to make a run in the Big 12, he's going to have to be one of our leading scorers and a guy that we can get the ball to get points.
With Coach Perry having come from the Big Sky Conference and facing Eastern Washington these last few years, do you pick his brain a little more than normal in this matchup? Or?
Yeah, I have, and if we lose this game, I'm going to blame it on him. So, Coach Perry's has seen Eastern Washington play. It's a new coach, though. A lot of some similar players back, but they have got a lot of new players as well. But just your style of play, where he's familiar with that, and so we've talked a little bit about it. But it's just it's going to be a great game, and it's going to be a challenging game for us, I think, on both ends of the floor, because on the offensive end, they don't give up easy baskets. They're great at just contesting shots, and they're just so long. They've got just every possession, everybody's got their hands up. Playing man looks like they're like a zone. So they've got a defensive style that we haven't played thus far. So we'll have to certainly move the ball and try to attack them and try to be a little more physical with this group.
Is there anything in particular also that you're looking for in these last two non-conference games heading into conference play?
I keep saying the word consistency, and just it comes in two ways. You want your individual players to do what they do best and to accept those roles and know those roles, and then the other thing is just you want that team consistency to we hang our hat on certain things. One of those things is defense. We need to take better care of the ball, be aggressive, want to push it. So we need to kind of clean that up and clarify some of those roles and make sure we're doing what our strengths, where their strengths are.
Going back to the three-point defense, Coach, I guess When you're kind of tracking that type of stuff, have you seen the guys contest, or is it just one of those deals where it's just like you had mentioned against Gonzaga, they just got hot at the right time?
I think it's a little both. That's everybody brings that up, and being a defensive coach, I'm pretty sensitive to that because I'm always looking at it as well on how to stop that three-point shot. But when you're dropping in and helping those bigs as much as you do, which we've got to double and triple team them, and not let them touch the ball, you're further close to the basket. So we have a longer closeout to get those threes. And then we switch quite a bit. And so a lot of times it puts our bigger guys maybe on the guards, and they're not really accustomed to getting out and contesting. So it's there's some things there we're trying to get through, and I think we're making some improvement. But it's definitely been our biggest weakness defensively is just contesting the three-point shots and giving up way too many threes.
In terms of Bryson, I know you alluded to it, but with the confidence, how do you kind of build that confidence with him? I know he certainly practices well. He obviously has a good work ethic, but how do you just build that in game? Is it just starting him off with jumpers? Is it maybe just getting
more shots? We're encouraged to shoot the ball, and slow down, not think as much, and he's a very conscientious person, a great team player. He's always looking to pass the ball, and I think he passes up a lot of shots. And then in practice, we're putting him in situations to just get him use his instincts and just to react and go play.
In terms of Adonis, I know I've asked you this a couple of times, but I guess what has he kind of shown you, minus when TJ's actually going to get back into the starting lineup, just in terms of being a nice spark off the bench for you at some point?
Adonis is showing us what we've been telling him all along. He's got a great skill set, and with his athleticism, that he could be a real factor or a challenge to guard on offense. And he's a guy that can make some big plays, and we saw that against Gonzaga. I was really proud of him.